era. Evictum, evictum, taking back our property. Evictum, evictum, and we will do it legally. Evictum, evictum, taking back our property. Evictum, evictum, and we will do it legally. They say a house is not a home when you are left alone.
When beautiful people turn shitty, shitty times create shitty people. Humans behaving badly, stressed emotions in high gear, Karens lurking everywhere, putrid personalities showing their ugly faces. The world was catching heat and catching cases. The better part of humanity disappeared behind the mask. The mask became a muzzle, and they all fell like pieces of a puzzle, one by one surviving the moratorium. Some sunk into the depths of irresponsibility, while others climbed into the cave of absurdity. We are all in this together until we weren't.
We all need shelter from the storm. We all need a place to keep us warm. We all need a rhythm to our rhyme. We all need a little bit more time. We all need shelter from the storm. We all need a place to keep us warm. We all need a rhythm to our rhyme. We all need a little bit more time. We all need shelter from the storm. We all need a place to keep us warm. We all need a rhythm to our rhyme. We all need a little bit more time. We all need shelter from the storm. We all need a place to keep us warm. We all need a rhythm to our rhyme. We all need a little bit more time. We all need shelter from He's the marshal with a heart, and he has feelings too. He does the dirty job somebody's got to do.
See, I'm the marshal with a heart, and I got feelings too. I do the dirty job that somebody's gotta do. I got a warm heart, but I'm always packing heat, and I'm devastated when I have to put you on the street. It's a dirty job, but somebody's gotta do it. If you work with me, I promise to get you through it. I'm just a messenger, so please don't shoot me. I empathize when you say my landlord just screwed me.
He's the marshal with a heart, and he has feelings too. He does the dirty job somebody's got to do.
I'm not here to judge, just here to clear the space. And by the way, the place is a terrible disgrace. It's just a dirty job that somebody's got kick and scream, or leave with dignity. You had heat, hot water, gas, and electricity. The landlord only asked you to fulfill your obligations, and you didn't, so that's why you were in this situation. I'm the marshal with a heart, and I got feelings too. It's just a dirty job that somebody's gotta do.
He's the marshal with a heart, and he has feelings too. He does the dirty job somebody's got to do.
We are the rhythm of life, the rhythm of breath, the rhythm of everything that's left. The rhythm of life, the rhythm of breath, the rhythm of everything that's left.
This is your declaration of tenant form under the moratorium.
Sign it, return it, and deal with this.
Moratorium. 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 Where landlords go to die.
Certify under penalty of perjury that the following facts are true and correct. I am using best efforts to make timely and partial payments that are as close to the full payments as the individual circumstance may permit. Taking into account other non-discretionary expenses, if evicted, I would likely become homeless.
The coalition of Landlords Democracy, otherwise known as COLD. Landlords were fed up and began to use aggressive tactics to push out more tenants to save their investments. Builder Billy was our hero, and he was sick of the bullshit.
Beware of your rights and protections in place to safeguard you when your landlord comes to evict you. They say that we are ruining their property when they are not maintaining the property.
Young and old, they don't care. They will throw you out into the cold. Beware. They will turn off your heat and then kick you out and put you on the street. Cold, cold, cold. They're cold-hearted. Cold, cold, cold. They're cold-hearted.
After a scammer tenant stopped paying rent nearly a year ago, a landlord who was fed up organized a protest outside the house. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Alright, so I have an interesting article for you today, and it's coming out of Washington State. Now, this is something that I haven't seen done many times before. I have talked about landlord protests.
He's our man. The world needs him to save our land. Builder Billy, yes he can. Who saves our land? The middleman.
All I hear is nothing but tenant rights and landlord harassment. Like asking for rent is harassment?
Builder Billy builds a house. Its only tenant is a mouse. The house sits vacant on the land. Who saves this
it hard on landlords and we will sell.
My grandma said there was a time when all the houses stood in line. Each one was different from the next. And every neighbor they'd connect. They'd bring you sugar, sugar in the middle of the night. They'd bring you sugar and make sure you were alright. We all need shelter from the storm. We all need shelter from the storm.
Miss Love? Miss Love! You got the ERAP! Oh my
This was a brand new day for those lucky tenants who were able to avoid eviction through ERAP, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, a gift wrap package of approved rental arrear payments for 12 months. Thank you, ERAP. You had their backs.
Sugar, sugar in the middle of the night. They bring you sugar and make sure you were alright.
Some people bring you sugar, and some people bring you shit. They shook my hand, then took my land, but I ain't going nowhere. They wrap negotiation and gentrification, but I know it's just alienation sweetened with persuasion and a disrespectful invasion. But I ain't going nowhere. A new population with new legislation telling me to take a vacation and remove me from my location. I ain't going nowhere. I'm the final foundation of this generational corporation, and my declaration of
Mr. Wilson was the last of the Mohicans, meaning he was the final remaining person convinced of a particular idea. He watched how gentrification was changing the block and the entire community. He watched as investors would swoop in, take over cheap housing, and push people like him out. Some say gentrification is a double-edged sword, boosting the economy of a community while displacing and erasing entire cultures. But Mr. Wilson had a plan of his own.
Reverse gentrification is buying back the block, preserving our creation, investing in our stock of real estate, mental state, United States, and make us great. Reverse gentrification.
lost all his glory when they stripped the man from his land. So he sat in a throttle with his hand on a bottle in his home with his head in his hands.
Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands, a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands. Mr. Wilson was a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands, a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands. Mr. Wilson was a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands, a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands. Mr. Wilson was a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands, a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands. Mr. Wilson was a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands, a lonely man. Sat alone in his home with his head in his hands. Mr. Wilson was a lonely man.
The truth of the story is he lost all his glory when they stripped the man from his land.
You will always live in my heart rent free. You will always live in my heart rent free. You will always live in my heart rent free. Sugar, sugar, in the middle of the night, they bring you sugar and make sure you are alright. Victims. They say a house is not a home when you are left alone. They say four walls don't bring you peace when you are on the street. They say a house is not a home. They say four walls don't bring you peace.
Rise and shine, rise and shine. Everybody's feeling fine. Monday morning at the courthouse, and it's time to rise and shine.
The Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, reported that more than 580,000 people experienced homelessness on a single night in the United States
xenophobia and cacophony, dined on dissension and feasted on frenzy, amusing themselves as they turned up the volume of fear and aversion.
Take off the mask and let it breathe. Don't let yourself become in captivity. Take off the mask and let it breathe. Don't let yourself become in captivity.
Yes, xenophobia and cacophony were a tumultuous two of a kind. When they came out to play, it was to play on the mind, stirring up trouble while pulling back the mask of community and revealing its chaos, causing a divide between the others being the maskless.
Take off the mask and let it breathe. Don't let yourself become in captivity. Take off the mask and let it breathe. Don't let yourself become in captivity.
Stop dreaming you're not going to get a writ of possession today. You'll be lucky if a judge even sees you today.
Before a judge can make a decision in court, the landlords and tenants are invited to meet with a trained mediator who will help them make their own decision and settle the dispute. That settlement is then put into writing and signed. It then can be a legal contract that is enforced by the court. If the people in the dispute are not able to come to an agreement that is acceptable to everyone involved, then they are free to have a judge hear their case and make a decision in court.
We have our rights!
We have our rights!
We have our rights! We have our rights! We have our rights!
You fight like cats and rats. You spit and spat. You fight like cats and rats. You spit and spat. Can we figure it out? Can we figure it out? You fight like cats and rats. You spit and spat. You fight like cats and rats.
We will begin our squash therapy in the hopes of coming to some form of unity.
This is stupid. What is she?
Pish posh, pass the squash.
Do you see this? Do you see this? They're hoarding the squash. Just like landlords, always taking everything for yourself. You're hoarding the squash.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't, yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. Yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. Yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. No, I didn't, yes you did. Yes you did.
Yes, you did. Enough! El diablo! You have on faulty meditation. Please proceed to room 405, where you will meet with Judge Resolute. Not 406, not 407, but 405. Bacuana!
Hear ye, the Honorable Judge Resolute presiding. All rise.
I heard this judge is no nonsense.
I heard she stays real tense.
And I heard she shows no mercy to the defense.
Well, I heard she possessed radical common sense.
Your Honor, I object.
There will be no talking, singing, or objecting in my courtroom. Understood? Now, we shall proceed with rationale. No word salad, rabbit hole, communication canals. I'm a judge, not your pal in my legal locale. My jurisdiction, address me with proper morale. No antics or semantics, problematics or dramatics. Interfere with my proceedings, I'll dismiss all your pleadings. Court is in session.
My unit, and it's time to perform an illegal eviction.
That's what they do.
And what do you have to say about this man?
The city ordered it. He called the city because he was angry that I wanted him out. He spends his entire day sitting on his porch, drinking whiskey and complaining about the...
If he called the city
He did.
and they told you to remove the plumbing,
They did.
that means you had an illegal basement. Which means, sir, you evicted yourself.
Marshal, don't let them catch you sleeping back there.
You too, Mrs. Love?
We all need shelter from the storm. We all need shelter from the storm.
When are we going to hold landlords just as accountable as we hold tenants?
Landlords have attorneys and tenants don't? Where's the justice in that?
And what's the tenant to do when the landlord decides to raise the rent, but you can't afford it?
There ain't no protection for the working poor. One eviction on your record, and your life is changed forever.
Nobody should have to face something as life-changing as losing their home.
Did you know that an average one-bedroom apartment in a decent neighborhood is $1,400 or more?
We were normal
until we weren't.
We all need shelter from the storm. We all need shelter.
Every day he's on the street and the people pass him by. And the people pass him by.
How people behave during times of stress and chaos is not what matters, but why do people behave in these ways? Human behavior is not my concern, but it is my interest. Every day I walk around these streets and I see and hear everything. I see how people interact. I see how people deal with pressure. I hear every phone call, every face-to-face conversation as people pass me by, not seeing me. Or maybe just pretending not to see me. People. I have observed them to be a very special type of species. Hey, Mr. Marshall Man, how's my table?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
You may not remember me, but maybe you remember a cherry wood table you took from my apartment.
Why are you sitting in front of the housing court, man? Like, you're not homeless.
Homeless? You do know it's not politically correct to use that type of verbiage with an unhoused individual such as myself.
Why are you unhoused? I truly don't even know what to say.
Just say you'll take care of my table, and that you'll take care of yourself, and that you'll stay dignified. Do you know, inside that building, there is a war going down.
Community. Who can you call when your back's against the wall? Community. Who can you lean on say four walls don't bring you peace. We went from unified to justified, the life of love thy neighbor. We went from unified to justified, the life of love thy neighbor. They say a house is not a home when you are left to live alone. They say four walls don't bring you peace when you are put out on the street. They say a house is not a home. Community. They say four walls don't bring you peace. Community.
Or has it? It all depends on how we define community. We all connect in different ways. What is defined as a neighbor? Who are our neighbors? How involved are we in each other's lives? Is it insulated life, a safer life? They say the United States of America is the most fragmented country in all of the world. The pandemic did not put us in boxes. We were already there. It simply unmasked our do-it-ourselves nature. Whomever you consider a neighbor, look that neighbor in the eye, smile, engage, make a friend, and blend. For we are all part of one community. At the end of the day, we are all part of the living community, and we are all in this together.